Do you want to know if your ex will ever come back? Well, here's a reading where I can answer that question. The secret lies by looking at their element, not just yours, and importantly to look at what the influences in their current thinking and what they're going to do next. Make sure you stick around towards the end of this video because there is a bonus of what you can do to manifest this opportunity from the universe. So subscribe right now and press the bell so you don't miss anything. My name is Anne-Marie. I've been a professional tarot reader for 30 years. Hello everyone, and this is the start of our new element series where we're going to be focusing very much on relationships. The question today is, will my ex ever come back? Now we're going to look at this in the combination of earth and your ex is fire. So if you're an earth sign and your ex is the element of fire, this video is for you. Hello Earth, thank you for joining me today to look at your relationship reading with the question, will my ex ever return? With you being Earth and your ex being fire. So let's take a look at the cards. Immediately I'm drawn to the fact that we have Sagittarius here, and if you do have a Sagittarius as your ex, we've got these cards here, Temperance and the Page, telling us very much that immediately the answer is yes. You know, if you are with a fire sign who is Sagittarius, communication will come immediately and soon. That's very, very important. There's no caution here because we've got Temperance and the Page of Pentacles. So Pentacle is a very positive yes, and this is saying that if your ex is Sagittarius, you will indeed hear from your ex, and this is quite soon. I do hasten to add that because it came up boom immediately. Now what if the Tarot's advice over here tells us how this is going to go? Well, we've got the World here and Three of Cups. Absolutely adorable cards. Joy, happiness, emotional happiness, a very positive drive towards this relationship. And the World. Definitely your personal journeys are of the same mindset. They are on the same page. They're linked in the same way and in the same order. And here we also have at the foundation of your readings saying that your spiritual self is going in a very positive direction here, that this is romance coming back in, this is love, this is affection. You've missed them, you've really missed them, and it's important that that's been understood just how much. I think you've been heartbroken looking at the cards here, and very much in a place of missing your lovely fire sign. If your ex is Leo, this has come up in the house of communication. Wow! Third house, Gemini, communication, Mercury, and a very positive Eight of Pentacles. So yes, if you are with a Leo, you will hear from them again, and yes, they will be returning. Then if I look at the fact that your ex was Aries, fire, we've got the Emperor that represents Aries here, but we've got this with the Five of Wands. Now, this has come up in the spread in a position that is relationships. There could be some mock battles going on here. So I feel that Aries is very willful. I feel that Aries is playing a bit of a game. And I feel that Aries is always wanting tit for tat. So I feel they will come back in, but I feel that the only way they'll come back in is if you contact them. I don't feel that Aries wants to back down at the moment. If they do, they'll come in here with fire in their belly, and they'll come in looking for a bit of a battle with you, a bit of an argument. It's not the best, you know. It shows here that they are very, very keen on wanting to be at odds with you for lots of different reasons and lots of different ways. The other way that Aries is affected here is they're very unsettled here, and the Four of Swords is telling us that they're not going to do anything. You know, they're either going to go for a fight, mock battle, or they're going to do nothing. So if you want to have contact with your ex, be prepared for the sulks and ignoring you and going into mock battle with you. So this is a little bit more complicated, you see. If we look at the house of Sagittarius, which is here, and that is the 9th house, we've got the fact that there is a possibility of great opportunities with your Sagittarius, but there could be a little gap going on in this relationship. Nothing to do with third parties, but they want their space. They want to actually have time for themselves, to be able to explore their own journey, and to be in a relationship that I would say is, the boundaries are, look, we're exclusive, there's no third parties for you or me, but I do feel that there is a physical gap, and that could be to do with geographically, we're both in different locations, and wanting that space if you are closer to home. So they will need their own space, they will need downtime, and if you interfere with that, I feel that that would not go down in a way that is making our Sagittarius happy. Okay? Your earthiness of wanting to know what's what, they're not going to want to actually do that easily with you. You've really got to look at the fact that they need their space, they need their freedom, they are loyal to you, they're happy to be with you, but they need to do their own thing. And I feel that the obstacles in the past, here the Hanged Man and the Queen of Swords, actually feels as if they didn't feel that from you. You may have said you can do your own thing, but they didn't feel it. There's a great difference between what somebody says and how somebody makes you feel. So do take notice if that's one of the obstacles that was there if you're with Sagittarius. If you're with a Leo, who is your ex and you are the earth sign and they were a Leo, here we have a Sun card and 7 of Wands coming up in a house of Leo, which tells us a little bit more about our Leo. Now the Sun card is actually linked to Leo, so it's very relevant. And this is all about how they're feeling. If you're with a Leo, this has come up here as in to say the Leo wants to progress, they want action, they want things done, they want things to move forwards. The obstacles I feel around the Leo are here, the Magician and the 4 of Coins. And that shows a little bit of hoarding things, keeping things from you, smoke screens, you know, just trying a little bit here and there to make it look as if it's not the fact that they are hoarding, that they are collecting. But in actual fact, I think you know differently. They do tend to hoard clutter. They do tend to hang on to things, they do want the attention, they do feel that you must give them that attention, that they're entitled to that, but they're trying to make out that that's not what they're saying at all. So there's a few illusions, delusions, and smokes and mirrors. We get that from the Magician, we get that from the Hanged Man, and we get that from the fact that the Queen of Swords is telling us that the focus is always upon trying to play a few mind games. Emotionally, I feel they want to hang on to you, okay? So I'm afraid the Aries is the one that makes me sort of say, this is probably not going to be possible, that this is going to work out, and that they're going to come back of their own free will. You would have to contact them and be ready for what you're going to get, which is either going to be ignored, or you're going to get this kind of, I'm in a mock battle. So the Tarot's advice is saying to you, you have missed your fire sign, okay, very, very much. And there lies a place where it's saying to you that the karma of this relationship is changing. and it has the capabilities of moving into something that's magnificent, something that I feel is treasured by you both, because here we have the King of Wands, so there's a lot of trust here. This will go into trust. It may not be there at the moment, but it will go that way. In the past position, you see, as lovers, you know, you went into a place where you needed to delegate, where this was becoming physically exhausting, and that's for your fire sign. Okay, very important that you are aware that they found it difficult. Perhaps because the emotions in the relationships were very full on. Perhaps because the emotion in the relationship was here, 10 of Cups, very full on in this relationship. So they felt that affection from you, but perhaps they didn't get their sense of freedom. Let's have a look at the archetype cards for you, my dear Earth, and see how fire perceives you and what advice the cards are giving you about what they miss about you, or what their thoughts and feelings are regarding this difficult time that you have been facing. There's a new beginning here, my dear Earth. Depth of emotions with Ace of Cups before I lay out these cards. So, they do feel a little intimidated by your earthy qualities, and sometimes they feel that you are quite fearful and you hide that behind your verbal or physical abuse. So, you know, from their perception, they're feeling a little bit bullied, but intimidated by you. Perhaps you're too earthy. Perhaps they're wanting to move about and dart about and go into action, and you're wanting to keep them still and earth them and ground them, and they are fighting against that. So do bear that in mind, that they sometimes feel bullied into things. I don't think they actually verbalized it. I feel that they felt a little bit that, you know, they could be intimidated by that energy of being quite truthful, which is, I do feel that you are somebody that's incredibly truthful. They do feel that you work incredibly hard and that you gamble by using your intuition, even when others don't actually trust what you're saying. You know, they think, gosh, you're taking a great risk here. So I feel that that's in actions with others, and I feel that at times they didn't have that certainty that you had, but I feel that they're aware of it right now. Then we move into the third card of how they see you as a beggar. Not literally, of course. The fact that you're able to always awaken your spiritual humility and compassion helps the self-esteem that you give to them. So you're able to empower them and help them with their physical survival. You've helped awaken their spiritual side. You've showed them humility and compassion and self-esteem, but perhaps it's come across too harshly. Perhaps they feel the level at which you've given it to them has been a bit harsh. Please bear that in mind, because we also need to know that that comes through. This is the advice if you were Taurus. Okay, so I do want to say that this is for Taurus. Now, that's Taurus with a fire sign. That's how they're seeing you. I'm shuffling now if you are Virgo, and how the fire sign sees you, my dear Virgo. What is the advice for you of how they are perceiving how things are and they are missing you? So here we go with the Virgin card, typical, you know, the maiden, your actual symbology for your sign, my dear Virgo. You have child divine, virgin and slave. So there is an innocence and purity to you that suggests a special connection with the divine. Maybe they feel that they are at odds with that. Do bear in mind that sometimes they feel that you will preach that to defend yourself in certain ways. Do look at the advice of the cards as trying to help you as to how they are twisting and turning things. This is their opinion, remember, it's not facts. Do look at the fact that the Virgin is you're maintaining a symbolic purity of heart and spirit, but sometimes that you can be a little bit fearful of intimate you feel that you are so pure that you're scared of intimacy within the relationship, and that could be physical and emotional. So there's a sense here of putting you on a pedestal and feeling, oh my goodness me, maybe I can't go that far with you. So there could be something here that they're feeling just from how they feel in the relationship and their perception of you, my dear Virgo. And sometimes they feel that you are surrendering your power of choice to the divine with utter and complete trust, so that you're being a bit of a martyr to the cause, as it were. Be careful that you do protect that side of yourself, because it's important to you, and if it's perceived like that, you need to actually get those boundaries sorted out. So don't be a slave to the relationship, don't be a martyr. Perhaps there's a purity coming through here, isn't there? You know, they're seeing you as a child divine, they're seeing you as a virgin, they're seeing you as a slave. It kind of smacks of, you know, maybe the physical side needs to get stronger and greater so that they feel that you're not too vulnerable. Maybe they're actually putting you on a pedestal and kind of frighten your break in some sort of way. So I would say to you, just bear that in mind. That's their thoughts and feelings currently about you if you're Virgo. If you are Capricorn, what's the advice from the fire signs about the breakup and what they're feeling and thinking about the energies of you? Are they missing you? What do they miss? What do they value? Or what did they find an obstacle? So we've got Queen, Storyteller and Teacher. So you're very feminine, my dear Capricorn, radiating your regal femininity, using your benevolence and authority to protect others. And at times you're able to experience and express life through your stories and symbology. They feel that you're a great teacher, so you've obviously had a huge impact. Queen of their heart, perhaps that's what it is. You know, storyteller, perhaps you're able to experience and express life with meaning and value to them through your symbology and through your storytelling, and teaching them how to communicate knowledge, experience, skills and wisdom. So they are missing this aspect of you. This is truly something that they do regret with you, Capricorn. Some amazing cards there. I feel that you're missed. I really do, you know. And the advice here is, karmically, you will be able to transform this relationship, but you will have to be the one that's in charge. You will have to be the one that is aware that fire needs to be able to keep moving and that you can't bring them down and earth them and keep them put still. Let them have their freedom and they'll come back to you, even if the Aries is arguing. So, I hope that was helpful. Please look at the next part of your reading, which is a little advice from the crystals. So, I've got some crystal cards here. So you have spirit, release and courage coming from bloodstone, aquamarine and damberite. So if you are to get some damberite or some aquamarine or even some bloodstone here, it will give you the courage that you need to face in order to be with the fire sign again. It will also balance and harmonize. When it balances you and when you change, the situation will change. If it's time to release, use aquamarine. That's the negative energies, that's the fear, that's the guilt, that's the anger, that's the hurt, that's the heartbreak. And if you want to connect spiritually with them, use damberite When you connect with that, it will balance and heal you, and it will give the energy to the universe, like telepathy, to be able to tell them what you're thinking and feeling. You know, as if you could get that message across if you like, but it's not come directly from you. So this would be fabulous. Until next time, my dear Earth with fire, I wish you well. Thanks for joining me for the elements and looking at relationships, this time with Will My Ex Come Back? Bye bye.